all those qualities, and he is learning the game, and he understands that this is his 7th start in the CFL. But the Owls have to continue to compete here, and you can learn from the sideline too.
Said it's not about me, it's about we. He's learning every week. There's growing pains. Again, the clock malfunctioning in the stadium. Under 2 minutes here in this third quarter, thereabouts.
And I asked Tom Higgins about it, and you know, about whether or not he was getting close. And Higgins said, you know, no, not yet. I want to continue to let Troy work through this and continue to learn. However, he can learn from the sideline too. Maybe a couple of series, and then he goes back in the game. Maybe this is the series that keeps him in the game if he can convert.
There's the rush again. Firing again.
Now that's not, that accuracy issue there, Rod, is not a problem of him missing a receiver. That's a problem of dealing with a 260-pound defensive lineman.
Yeah, under duress. So they'll go for it. Why not? They're down 24 here. Minute 19 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 5. There's that number 85 out there. Still yet to catch a pass today. So too Brandon London. Couple of weapons. Here's the rush again. Over the middle, and oh, Brandon London heads up. Was almost decleated by J.R. LaRose, the free safety.
Yeah, and LaRose got there, and it did influence Brandon London coming down that seam. You know, when London feels that the safety's coming there, and you're going to see LaRose come across, and when he does, you see London react. Now, LaRose is very close here.
There's 1 minute left in the quarter.
As the ball goes by, taking that extra shot, that extra step, and getting the unnecessary roughness penalty.
So they turn it over on downs. How about this number, Len? The Alouettes on second down conversions, just 1 for 14. That will not win you any ball games. Logan, nice run again. Darts up near the 50-yard line, very close to moving the chains once more. Down to the sideline we go. Here's an update on Kevin Glenn. Here's Farhan.
Guys, Kevin Glenn has strained his rhomboid muscle on the right side, which is just above the shoulder blade in his back. Now, I'm not sure that it's too serious. When Jason Beck was warming up, he was warming up with Kevin Glenn. Both of them were throwing, so you get the sense that with the lead the Lions have right now, this is precautionary and a good opportunity to get Beck some meaningful game time.
Was that, what was the rhomboid muscle? The rhomboid muscle? Was it?
You know what's surprising?
I took kinesiology.
You know
I should be embarrassed about this.
Because both of us were thinking about becoming doctors if this didn't work out.
Yeah. Oh,
thanks for Farhan.
Okay, let's scrap that idea. Yeah, this is obviously, you know, precautionary. And
tell you though, that could have been worse than a strain. I mean, again, I saw the way that.
Remember, we're a few weeks from the guy on the right, and Travis Lulay returning to the lineup for BC Lions, and want to make sure that Kevin Glenn is okay.
There's Beck again, and Harris spinning and getting close to the line of scrimmage, and by all accounts should have been stopped for a loss. It speaks to his talent level.
You know, and this decision is also with the game in hand here, and what I mean by that is, you know, in the fourth quarter, with a quarter to play in the Canadian Football League, that's not a lead that's insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination. But when you look at this Montreal football team offensively, they're not showing
done nothing.
Any life.
No.
And do they make a change at quarterback? Not that they're giving up on Troy Smith, but let him watch for a little bit in the fourth and maybe put him back in the game, as they're trying to keep him up and trying to, you know, pump some life into him. But this game's in hand for the Lions because zero offense from Montreal. They're just not a threat right now.
Well, you're not going to win any game if you only put 3 points on the board through 3 quarters. That is the third quarter. 27-3, BC Lions 15 minutes away after an 0-2 start, evening their record at 2-2 here at BC Place on a day they celebrate Grey Cup '94. Today, safe to say this one's safe.
Well, just look at the passing yards. Over 300 yards for the BC Lions, and Troy Smith was 5 of 16. And honestly, I think I speak for Montreal Alouette fans when I say it is time to see Tanner Marsh. And maybe we should have seen him in the third quarter, because right now Troy Smith is just not seeing it. He's not seeing the field. It's happening too fast in front of him. It's like he's standing in the middle of a freeway and the cars are flying by, and he's just not seeing it.
And based on the fact that a few players came over to him on the bench and gave their regards and continue to, I would say that they are likely going to Tanner Marsh. You never know, but the Lions now with John Beck at the helm. Kevin Glenn, again, straining a muscle in the back of his neck, but maybe even Mike Benavides would have gone to his backups here now in the fourth. Game well in hand. Look out, Andrew Harris now accelerates around the corner and wins the battle with Marco Briette, and will take an objectionable conduct.
Yeah.
So that game, 21 yards, will lose some yardage after that. But boy, that is a freight train coming at you.
Well, I don't know what Courtney Taylor or Mike Benavides is arguing about. I mean, Andrew Harris threw the football at Marc-Olivier Brouillette after the hit.
After the first down was made, objectionable conduct, BC, number 33, taunting. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from that point, but it is first down.
Yeah, the Lions fans can boo all they want, but take a look at it. This is exactly what happened. I mean, it was a good play offensively. Nice play by the safety and Brouillette to come up and make the hit, get him out of bounds. Now watch what happens right after the hit. There's the hit, and he goes, yeah, man, that's a penalty.
I wonder if a little more frustration might creep in here in this fourth quarter, particularly from Montreal. Again, remember what happened 2 weeks ago. Remember what happened prior to this game. The Alouettes are getting it handed to them. A direct snap with blocking help. Steph Logan motors around the corner. Seeing a lot more of that the last couple of seasons. Another 10-yard pickup.
You know, usually the Alouettes can live with this because they have Chip Cox on the outside, and normally defensively he's fast enough to run down running backs from inside out. He looks like he's laboring a little bit, and both Andrew Harris and Stephon Logan have got the edge and got the corner a bunch in this game tonight. I wonder if Chip Cox is playing a little hurt, because he just doesn't look like he has that same speed to the football that we normally see.
Time of possession in this game, again, because of the clock malfunction. We don't have exact numbers, but it's definitely lopsided. Beck goes deep. There's the hat trick. That's 3 for Manny. What a throw. What a shot from Beck to Manny Arsenault, who missed the first 2 games on the injured list. Welcome back, Manny Arsenault. 2 straight games, big impacts, and today 3 touchdowns.
Remember what a lot of the Lions were saying 2 weeks ago after they lost in Montreal, and they were saying, you know, we'll see them in a couple of weeks. And when we get the lead, it will continue to be pedal to the metal, guaranteed.
Good job, baby. Good job, boy.
Well, they haven't.
And yes, they've poured it on and thrown a lot of points on the board, but look at that number beside.
Well, it's a mismatch, and it's Manny Arsenault right here at the 3 receiver spot, and he's going up against the safety, Marc-Olivier Brouillette, in a one-on-one, and this is tough on the safety. Brouillette's going to flow to the football and help people, but he doesn't often cover, so you can tell as Arsenault's going past him, he is stuck in the sand. No back pedal there at all for Brouillette, and you can't be standing still with a guy like Arsenault running full speed at you. It's a mismatch. Lions took advantage of it.
Lions just taking it to the Owls now. 31-point lead for Manny Arsenault. 8 catches, 146 yards. His career best day is 164 back in 2010. Oh, and yes, 3 touchdowns. What?
He's back. He's back. And he's a difference maker. And in those 2 games out of the gate, the Lions struggled. He was not in the lineup.
Great point. He is a difference maker, game breaker.
Hey, man. Hey, we need like 30 more points.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We need 30 more, he says.
Well, if there wasn't talk about the run up the other way, there might be one coming back this way. Smith loses the football. It's a loose ball. Montreal recovers. Are you surprised that Troy Smith is still in this ballgame?
I am. I absolutely am. In fact, I'd go as far as to say, classify this as a mistake. And I'm not saying you pull them and give up on them. I'm saying if you're Tom Higgins, you've got to give your team some hope, even if you can't win this game, that you can carry it over to next week. And right now, they're looking at a quarterback that is struggling badly to see the field. And yes, you want him to work through, but he's worked through this for 4 games now. And I'm just shocked that Tanner Marsh is not getting some reps here.
And you understand why he might have that thought, to get him through this and give him more experience in the CFL. But Smith, well, that could be it for him. Ryan Phillips has it. Phillips to the 20. Well, if Troy Smith is back after this series, I will be shocked.
You know, when I talked to Ryan Phillips before the game, we both kind of looked at each other, you know, fellow DBs from back in the day, and he kind of said, you know, I feel like I'm due. I feel like I'm due for one. And the route is right through here, and when Ryan Phillips sits underneath it, he just waits, and Troy Smith underthrows this football, and watch number 21 just sink underneath. Thank you very much.
Lions quickly huddle up, or don't huddle up. They go right to the line of scrimmage. They've done this a lot. Come right into play.
Hey, I really don't like
Lions.
him.
It looked like they weren't ready.
Timeout. I was long overdue. I was overdue, though.
Oh, well overdue.
Hey, running back, man. That was for my son, though, last week. It was his birthday. I owed him. Yes, sir. Happy birthday, RP. Little RP. Shout out to the town. You know what it is? Nah.
Shout out to Bellingham.
Lifers.
Bellingham. Shout
Mama.
out to Bellingham.
Dealer. Braylon. Yeah. You know what it is.
Just keep going, Ryan, because you know what? It's a game that's kind of out of reach right now.
Well, I was going to give him my telestrator pen and just let him start to analyze. But, yeah, he was due.
Native of
He's now
Seattle.
the active leader.
Seattle, Washington, 38 career interceptions for Ryan Phillips. And Harris waltzes in. Exclamation point.
I don't think they're done. I think the Lions are going to keep it on them.
Well, again, the subtext of this game. We
That's
talked
right.
about it beforehand, about the run-up 2 weeks ago, and the accusations. Well, we talked to some of the players before this game, and they said, hey, if we get up, we will run it up. Andrew Harris finds the end zone once again. 21 of the soon-to-be 41 points off of turnovers.
And once again, BC places the no-win zone for the Montreal Alouettes.
Sean Beck, a couple of touchdown tosses. Andrew Harris, his 3rd score of the season. In a familiar place. This is in another rout by the BC Lions over the visiting Montreal Alouettes here in Vancouver.
Love you.
Which has become 3 certainties over the last 14 years. Larry Taylor has a couple seams now and a little life from the Alouettes, supplied by the dangerous returner. Now the Alouettes and BC Lions have traded games over the, they've been perennial powerhouses east and west over the last decade or so, and they've traded wins during the season. We talked about the curse here, the drought here for the Alouettes as Tanner Marsh finally comes into the ballgame.
Yeah, it's late, but it still gives Montreal here an opportunity. This one's in the books, but an opportunity to maybe build something. If Tanner Marsh can move this football team offensively a little bit, they go into the bye this week, gives them options. one hop's the first one. But, you know, they need to find the guy that's going to give them hope. And maybe they get to a point where they work a tandem type system where both Troy Smith and Tanner Marsh have their own play packages and their own formations and things like that, work with an athletic quarterback who now is kind of, he shook it off a little bit on the bench.
Which is a good sign.
And get up and start to help the other guy a little bit. But those are numbers that tell you he should have been out earlier.
Abysmal numbers, considering he had 300 plus last week. Marsh in trouble. Kenny Stafford. It'll be third down, and Sean White will come in another 2 and out. Very frustrating for this guy, Ryan Dinwiddie, the offensive coordinator now.
Former quarterback and a guy who got the job late in the process. Remember, Rick Warman was the offensive coordinator's start training camp, and that change was made as training camp was coming to an end. And so now Ryan Dinwiddie has picked up the ball and is now working with 2 young guys back there.
Again, the stadium clock not working. Keep you up to date here. And for the Alouettes, this could not end any faster. They're probably saying keep the clock running. Man, oh Manny. 3 scores. Athletic, artistic, Manny Arsenal. A hat trick.
Enjoy happy hour at KFC with $1.49 snacks and $1 drinks. KFC's happy hour. Weekdays from 2 to 5.